Hey, welcome back to Locker Room Talk, the reunion episode.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Damn, Matt is now completely radicalized.
Absolutely, 100%.
Damn.
L'chaim, Matthew.
L'chaim.
So, Matt, now you are officially a child of the world.
I am a child of the world because I've now visited the Western Hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been outside of the side of the world.
You've
Oh,
never
my goodness.
was this your first time needing a passport?
No, because I've been to Canada before.
For Bret Hart's
For
fucking
Bret-
inauguration or some
Yeah,
shit,
for
right?
Bret the Hitman Hart's Canadian Sports Hall of Fame induction.
Okay.
I've been to the Caribbean before. This is my first time, like a 10-hour flight. Also, great movies on the flight.
Yeah.
I watched.
Yeah,
I watched
Matt,
yeah.
what did you learn on Israel?
I watched Hobbs and Shaw. I watched Top Gun Maverick, John Wick Chapter 2. I had a great birthright.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to Locker Room Talk.
Welcome, Matt.
The
Yes.
reunion episode.
Yeah, the IDF has let me go for a little while before I have to go back.
You
Okay.
killed what was it? You unleashed hellfire upon
Hellfire
like
and
1,000
brimstone.
Palestinians.
Yes,
Palestinian children.
absolutely.
The future generation.
Yeah, there will be no
Yeah.
future generation
Yeah.
now.
Nice
You're
try.
welcome.
Nice try, potential oppressors.
Exactly.
You kill a little kid, and you're like, hell yeah.
But yeah, the trip was awesome. It
Yeah.
was now is the post-trip podcast where I spill all the hot goss.
Ooh,
Nice.
Hot goss.
Hot goss.
Cold goss?
Cold goss.
Lukewarm goss?
Maybe some lukewarm goss.
Okay.
Yeah. Spilling the tea on Birthright. That's the name of the episode.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, but I went into it like ready to embrace everything and just wanted to have fun like at every moment. So even points where other people weren't having fun, I kind of just bit my tongue and I was like, I'm kind of enjoying this. There was we did a walk through these like underground caves that were built 3,000 years ago in Jerusalem. Catacombs.
Ooh. With stalactites. And what is it when they're coming up from the ground? Stalagmites.
Stalagmites.
Or maybe it's the opposite. Stalagmites come from the ground. Stalactites.
Stalagmite.
Yeah.
I have no idea what any of this means.
Really? You never
I don't
paid
know.
it? You never went on Miss Frizzle's magic school bus? You fucking idiot,
Dude,
dude.
I remember the Miss Frizzle's Magic School Bus where they like fertilize an egg and it's just like a bus coming by and jizzing on a fish.
Remember when they went into Arnold's asshole and
Yeah.
they found like polyps in his fucking colon?
Yeah.
Like, this kid's getting railed by his dad. That fucking
That was the
a
conclusion.
magic school bus where like they end up like following a kid and finding out he's like an abuse victim at his home.
Yeah.
and they get a valuable lesson that the school system can't do anything.
Right.
Yeah, hey, Miss Frizzle, looks like your power doesn't extend beyond this magic school bus.
There you go.
You can't stop Timmy's dad.
Yeah.
You can get a bus that transcends time, space,
Yeah.
every kind of molecular structure imaginable, but I'm sorry, we can't stop your father from hitting you. He's your dad.
Yeah. Not that so magic school bus.
Yeah, I was waiting to buy that one at the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yeah, exactly. Actually sounds more like a Goosebumps book than a magic
Yeah,
school
right.
bus book.
Goosebumps book.
Goose
Got all
bump.
those bumps from getting goosed by his dad.
Exactly. There you go.
Bob Burt.
I was quiet for too long. I needed to
What if they forget me?
What if I'm forgotten about? Matt goes away to Israel and all of a sudden he's the interesting guy.
Yeah.
Huh? What
Yeah.
about me? I'm reading a book about Lincoln. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead, Matt.
I learned so much. As someone who now that I've been to the homeland, I have to say Israel Palestine, it is complicated.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Hot take.
I would have never thought that.
I know. You have to go to Israel to learn stuff like that.
Well,
Can
maybe
I
if
go
they
on Birthright? Just tell them I'm on the fence about the whole thing.
Yeah.
And do you think they like would take one look at me? And I'm not going to do the whole Nick Harrow pretend I'm Jewish thing. I'm going to be
Right.
like, listen, I'm a goy. I'm a
I wonder if
Gentile."
anyone on my trip did that.
Oof.
I mean, no one would have probably admitted it when we were out there, but I wonder if anyone was lying about being Jewish. They do like a series of questions in the begin, like in the airport. They like question you about a bunch of stuff.
I mean,
and
you're
then,
a prime candidate for that. Hello,
Right.
I'm Matt Maran. No, it's okay. It's short for Marangos.
right. Originally Marangopoulos, a strong Jewish name.
Yeah.
But no, they had me go to like a second line of security. I had to
Oh.
have my bag checked like in a second room. And then I ended up being fine and going. But part of it's kind of like they looked at me like, "There's no way this guy's Jewish."
Yeah. Show us your
also,
foreskin, sir.
Yeah.
yeah. Also, at one point during the trip, there was someone I was talking to. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I mentioned something Jewish, and then she goes, "Oh, you're Jewish?" And I was like, she was like, "Oh, I forgot where we are for a second. And I wasn't sure that was her being dumb or me just seeming so non-Jewish that even on Birthright in Israel, someone would be like, "There's no way you're actually Jewish."
No, I'm sure that's like just like a force of habit.
Yeah, probably.
Because who would like admit being Jewish in the real world?
Exactly. Yeah.
You should have just brought Bubs to the airport. They would have believed you were Jewish.
Yeah, but that would have been bring a cat and have my allergic reaction in front of everyone.
All the complaining you would be doing. Can you open a window?
Yeah. Well,
That's what you do when you get pulled away. You're like, this is ridiculous. What did I do? And they're like, oh, sorry, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's say
It's a free trip to Israel.
Yeah.
How could I say no? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong here? I get nice. I want to go see the motherland, and all of a sudden you're pulling me aside. You're opening my bag. What is this? Don't I have rights? Can I not go home to my motherland? Damn, I should go to Israel, dude. How fucking hard could it? Oh, right this way, sir.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Jew Gorman.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, so these like underground caves were built 3,000 years ago to like as a waterway because there was like a war breaking out there that were going to cut off the water supply.
Nice.
So they built
I think
these.
the Canaanites were acting up.
Maybe.
Or possibly the Philistines.
Ah, the
Whatever happened
Philistines.
to the Canaanites and the Philistines?
Do you know where? So do you know?
Do you actually know the answer?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't fucking know, dude. Why are
actually-
you looking at me as if I would be? Because of the magic school bus.
Right.
Of course. Thanks a lot, Miss Frizzle. Now I have to answer all these fucking questions.
You never saw the episode of Magic School Bus where they talk about phrenology and the differences between
Right.
races?
Yeah.
They go to different sized skulls, and it's like, oh, we're in a black kid's skull. That's right. Look how cavernous and barbaric it is.
There was a lot of cool history stuff you would have liked. Those caves are cool. The Walking Man I liked. It's like a mile long and it's up to your knees in water. Other people were not happy about it, but I was
Of course,
enjoying-
a Jew hates getting
yeah,
wet.
we
dude.
did all start just singing at one point, basically just doing karaoke, singing like.
Hava Nagela, Hava Nagela. You know, hey, look, you get one chair, they're going to start dancing around it, lifting it up, dude. Come on. You think I don't know
people-
about the Jewish
Right.
culture, dude? I'm
Most
on
people
YouTube.
on the trip weren't religious, actually. There was only like one or two.
Well, like, I mean, it's
so
like
we were
they're-
just singing like Taylor Swift, Avril Lavigne, Good Charlotte.
Why
So-
you got to be so mean, but it's to the Hamas.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that the kids were Jewish, but that their mothers were Jewish.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. There was one kid who was like raised Catholic,
Okay.
but his mom is Jewish.
Sick, dude.
And he had an
Best of
allergic.
both
He had an
worlds.
allergic reaction night one. Very Jewish.
That's fucking hilarious.
That's what I should have done. I should have. Well, because I'm just like I like sports and I lift weights, but I am like underneath a Jewish kid with asthma and allergies. So,
Never forget your roots, man.
never forget your
That guy
roots.
raised Catholic, but also Jewish. That's the best of both worlds because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get an easy life now, the Jew money and stuff, but then you get to go to heaven. That's amazing.
Yeah.
You get baptized and circumcised?
You could use the water from the baptism to clean your wounds.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
circumcision.
Make sure to get to wash the rabbi Jew off your fucking cock.
Right.
Oh boy, Matt. I'm glad you had a nice vacation, but there's a particular amount of anti-Semitism in this one.
And what?
This episode.
Oh, this episode. Oh yeah. Anybody? I mean, we all like follow each other on Instagram. Some people may listen to this who are on the trip.
Yeah.
But I mean, so the day one, it was I know we had this conversation. I did say I do comedy.
Thank God, dude. I'm pro tell people you do comedy.
know.
Joe is this weird sort of keep the secret.
It makes me feel like fucking Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
like,
okay.
there's no way this fucking millionaire playboy is also hilarious. At work, too, it's like a completely different
No
thing.
one at work knows.
At work, I feel like I understand keeping it a secret more until you like feel people out. But this is like, it's a very big like bonding experience. Like I thought I had a really cool group. I got along with everybody. I've already hung out with a couple people since I've been back, and I feel like I'd like to stay in contact with a lot of them. So that because you're just
We're gonna get replaced, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
He's like, we're gonna have I got a new podcast called The Birthriders.
yeah,
The Birth Alt Writers.
the birth alt writers.
chosen people talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. So you I don't know. It feels like by like the second night, the first 2 nights we didn't go out. 'Cause
Really?
It was Shabbos, so you're not allowed to.
Oh, yeah.
But we all just like got drinks earlier in the day and then just like partied in the hotel lobby. And so there was one guy who's like a big comedy fan who's been to the stand who like
recognized you.
didn't recognize me but saw my Instagram and he's like, Shane Gillis follows you.
Yeah, that rules.
So that was pretty cool.
Man.
And
Well, it looks like my follow got lost in the mail.
yeah, no one saw and said, "Oh my God, Bobby Sheehan follows you."
That would have been cool too.
That would
I've
have
been wild. It's like, wait a minute, alleged rapist
Yeah.
Bobby Sheehan.
But then
Bobby Sheen, LOL. It says
Yeah.
that he's funny right in his title.
is he co-owner of LOL Comedy Club?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm sure there's at least one person that thinks that.
Well, now
And do continue thinking it, folks, because
Yeah.
it's true. I'm sorry.
keep manifesting that shit.
Mhm.
There were a lot of people. There are people who like I've had like. There's one guy who like lives 3 blocks away from me in Jersey City. Another guy lives like 5 minutes away in Hoboken.
Yikes.
One
Are they
girl
all
and
American?
almost everyone on the trip was American until I'll get to when we met. We had to prep to meet the Israelis.
Ooh, okay.
Yikes, dude. They were
Uh,
like, don't make direct eye contact.
Exactly.
They'll see that as a sign of aggression. Remember, they are the enemy.
There's one girl I went to the same college as. Like there were a lot of people
Damn.
live in the area.
Small world, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, so like day 2 or 3, there's like I sent you guys in the chat on the program. It's like prep to meet with the Israelis, and the way
Matt got confused and took prep.
and our tour guide is Israeli too. So like he's the one saying a lot of this stuff. So I'm like, I guess it's not racist if he's saying, but he's like building it up like, oh, you guys better get ready. You're gonna meet real life Israelis. Like, what are we gonna like?
Damn.
But the
Like-
fact that he's Israeli, like when I went to the Czech Republic, every Czech person that I met, like in the first few days, was like, "Ooh, Czech people, they're something else."
Yeah.
And I'm like, actually, after a while, I'm like, you guys fully like too much, like. It's fine. They're guys.
Drinking a little of the old Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
They tried to say things like, "Oh, Israelis can be very direct," and like a few warnings things. And then when we met them, yeah, they were all cool. One of them didn't like me, but I got along with all.
I
of them.
wonder why.
No, he
Did you
like
do a podcast with him?
no, he immediately just started like trying to out alpha me, and I wanted to kind of be like, "Hey, I'm not like that guy that you may like." So the first thing we do is
Oh, he's a fucking tall, muscular, shaved
He's
head
not-
IDF soldier. And he's like,
maybe used to be everything else you said is right. Seems like a former muscular guy. He
Ooh.
is bald.
That's even
they're
worse,
they're all
dude.
IDF dudes.
that's like
Yikes.
talking to a guy at a party that used to do comedy. You're like,
Yeah.
this guy's gonna be annoying.
Yeah, but so this guy, I mean, I liked everyone. But he was at every moment he could was like being a dick to me. And at first, I kept trying to think he was joking, but after a while, I was like, "There's something going on here."
Nice.
We do this thing. They have it. Well, first, they introduce them all. Our Israeli tour guide literally starts playing Rocky music and is like, as I'm waiting outside the room, and like introduces your first Israeli coming
Oh,
down
that's
the
very funny.
aisle. Like,
Nice,
Hell yeah.
dude.
and I ended up rooming with one who was super cool.
Thank
and
God.
yes. So
Can you imagine Matt comes back after meeting one asshole on Birthright? He's
Yeah.
like, "Free Palestine."
Yeah.
dude."
I would, dude. I'd
Yeah.
absolutely. I'd be radicalized.
Well, that was the thing. He was also. It's kind of like, yeah, he's probably a guy I wouldn't hang out with a lot. But it was. I got him to kind of open up the last day.
Yeah.
'Cause
You're
I think I
you're
was
talking about your roommate.
no, the one who
The guy
didn't
who
like
was-
me.
Oh, okay.
We
My
able to-
roommate we were talking to the whole time.
All right, so
they
you
were
were
able to connect on their bullshit religion.
Exactly.
Together.
Oh, your
Yeah.
bullshit religion.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Like,
great.
oh, you like this horse shit too? Oh, I love this fucking stupid horse shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did this stupid fucking thing at yeah, I did the stupid fucking thing at 13. No, I'm just kidding. It's a beautiful thing. Anyway, Matt.
So the first when we meet the Israelis, they put one Israeli with like in 4 different groups. We each get an Israeli.
the buddy system.
Yeah.
And then we have to ask them a bunch of questions about themselves and introduce them to the group. And
show them like electric. Did you bring like a cigarette lighter?
Yeah.
And you were like, look, I control the fire.
Jesus.
And he was like, whoa.
yeah, they gave us 4 Israeli cavemen. We actually pulled them out of the 3,000-year-old cave right before we got there.
Dude, I can't imagine if someone was like, people are visiting America, and you get to be one of the Americans
Yeah.
that they talk to. I wouldn't sign up for that.
Oh, well, the one, I mean, a few of them, because I talked to like all of them. One of them is just like trying to hook up with an American girl, not hating on that.
I can't wait to kill an American woman and add her scalp to my collection.
One of the guys just like he had done it before, and it's just like a weekend where you just hang out with people from somewhere else and you like talk. He would like ask us questions about how American Jews like view certain things, and there was like
how do
interesting
you control
conversations.
Hollywood? How can I get the movie on the Hollywood screen?
So the guy who didn't like me, he was like oh, what's up, Sal?
Sal missed you the most.
Sal missed me. So did Finnegan.
Yeah.
Finnegan was all over me when I got here. He's always all over me.
That animal magnetism.
Yeah.
But Sal's always like extra friendly around you.
Yeah. So we like asked him questions. First thing he said is he's a surfer. And I'm just being an idiot. So I'm like, do you guys do this over here? And gave the hang loose sign. And he goes, no, this American cliche. And I was like, oh, what are some other American cliches? Tell me
It's
other
not
dumb.
an American
I was like,
cliche,
I don't
dude.
know. I just said
every surfer in California, that is like a fucking thing.
Yeah, I was like, tell me other dumb things about Americans. And he goes, I just don't like Americans with muscles who are dumb. And I'm like, they're wearing a tank top. And I'm like,
you're like, thank God I'm an American with muscles who's smart.
Exactly.
Tell me you said that, Matt, please.
No, I just
You're like, duh.
That is very funny thing
I
about
just
Matt
started-
being like, dumb guy, but that's me.
Hey, wait a minute, but I'm a dumb guy with muscles. Wait a minute, buddy.
no, I think I just,
As a retard American, I don't appreciate being talked to like that.
I think I just said something like, oh, I don't know anything about that. Like, just went along with the joke. But because I just assumed he was joking.
Yeah.
And I looked around. No one else really laughed, but no one
Yeah.
else really looked like they know. I was kind of like, did anyone notice what he just
Yeah,
did?
yeah.
Like,
No, they were like, whatever, you're a fucking guest in our house.
I guess. And then like the rest of they were only there with us like the first half, but every time I would like say a joke and everyone would laugh and he'd be around, he would just go, such American cliche.
I can't believe
like,
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look, Matt, you
dude.
may be a fucking Jew, but you're still an American, goddammit.
Yeah.
And Americans don't get fucking pushed around by foreign people. We go to a foreign person's country, and guess what, dude? We're kicking our fucking feet up, and you're gonna wait on his hand and foot. We'll bomb the fuck out of you, dude. The USA, dude. I would never let them talk.
Well,
Fucking Israeli guy, watch the fuck out. Locker room talk fans, do what you do best and murder this man. Go to his house, pull him from his fucking house, and kill his children on top of it.
So we won't be
end the bloodline.
So we won't be saying any names on the podcast, that's for sure.
No, we won't say names, but we'll give accurate descriptions and an address.
We'll give latitude,
Yeah.
longitude.
We'll drop a pin on Apple Maps.
Right.
Watch out, dude.
But no,
I wonder if these hits I put out are going to come back to haunt me someday. He's killed more people than Genghis Khan through his podcast alone.
you're modern day Charles Manson.
Yeah, some people are like listening on iTunes, and
Yeah.
like all of a sudden it's like a sleeper agent when I
Yeah.
put out a hit, and like they
Yeah.
just get a glazed over look.
Yeah.
See, a lot of podcasts, they do dog whistles.
Yeah,
Joe just prefers whistles.
I call it a wolf howl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the last night that he was with us, I got him to open up and talk. He was not in a good mood. So he was trying to hook up the whole time, and then the last night there was one girl he was trying to hook up with. They went back to the hotel before us. I come back, he's in the lobby and just seems miserable. He's like and I've been there before when I just only put my mind on hooking up and then you don't and you're upset. Whereas
Can't key into this, Matt. Go ahead.
right, yeah. Whereas just go out to have a good time, and then if you hook up, that's great.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
don't,
yeah.
fine too. And also if you're out
How
having a
old
good
was this guy?
30, I think.
Because that's weird.
He was
to
acting
have
like
that-
me.
That's a
when I
little
would- yeah.
too. That's a little too fucking.
old.
That's
Yeah.
too old to be angry about getting blue balled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, I guess I just got to go. Cool, I get to jerk off instead of have to fucking bury a body later. Like,
Right.
what's the problem?
Did you tell him that he should? Be
I should have
happy?
told him. I wish you were there.
If only I should have done this fucking thing in the.
Yeah.
Hey, Sal. But I got
yeah.
him to like open up and talk about how much he hates Americans. I'm like, I'm not gonna judge him. I don't care. I'm just meeting someone and hearing that. I just want someone to be honest.
Why won't these beautiful American women fuck me? I hate
Yeah.
Americans.
Why won't these
Actually-
beautiful pigs from bullshit country
That
fuck
may have
me?
maybe actually in hindsight that may have been why he was so mad at America in that moment.
That's absolutely
America,
why.
they act like they own the world. Like everything that's with their country is most important. Like their pussies are too good for me. No.
It did. There ended up being
By the way,
Yeah.
what a great Israeli accent I do.
That was pretty
Can we
solid.
take
It's all the same. Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
Oh, really cool. There was some cool history stuff. There's like in the middle of I think it was Jerusalem. There's still like one little area, almost like where a garden would be in New York, just like a blank area, but it's got all these like old like half columns. Apparently, when Rome was there, when the Jews came back and took over, they decided to keep. There was like, this is a pretty cool Roman city. We should keep it as like a thing. And other people were like, no, get rid of it. We want our thing back. So they kept like one road.
Okay.
And so you get to see that. And they actually, I didn't. Do you know where the name Palestine came from?
Did this road lead to Rome?
I believe
All roads.
when
lead
you're
to
there,
Rome.
you have to do as the Romans do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Palestine
yeah.
comes from Palace of the Steins, which is a common Jewish last name. So it really means like Jewish kingdom.
Oh, thank you, Joe. Anyway, Matt. So the
Thank
rest
you,
of the
Miss
story-
Frizzle.
the actual where it came from. The Philistines were like enemies of the Jews in the Bible, and the Romans wanted to name it after a place that would scare Jews away.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic Romans.
Well, that seems like an open and shut case on who it belongs to then.
Well, the Jews, that's the interesting. The Jews are like, in our lifetime, it's been Israel supported by the U.S. military, so you almost see Palestinians as the victims, but the Jews are the natives to the land.
Yes.
Like, it would be like if we made Arizona a Native American land, and then it was supported by the strongest military in the world in 50 years. People are like, these fucking Native Americans are out of control.
Yeah.
But they are out of control. Remember when a Native American almost stole the fucking White House?
What?
A woman.
Elizabeth Warren?
Yeah, dude. A fucking sleeper agent.
What if that would be a great way to actually kind of solve the issue is if Israelis take a page from the Native American book and
Right.
instead of maybe the settlements and the Iron Dome, if they just do casinos.
Right.
I thought you were going to say just become alcoholics.
Yeah.
What if they just fucking lived their life in a drunken stupor and died out and their culture slowly faded away?
Well, what if most of them do that, but a small elite have casinos?
What if like 2% become rich and
Yeah.
the others
Right.
just
That may
kind of
happen.
And most of them are weirdly not Israeli at all, or like 1/4 Israeli, 1/8 Israeli.
1/16. You could be up to like 1/32 Israeli.
Yeah.
Like that guy in The Sopranos. He's like,
Yeah.
Maran, I
Yeah.
am a Native American.
If you can prove you're 1/32 Israeli, you can get a writing credit on a Hollywood show.
There you go.
Um,
Matt, you should fucking change your name to the most Jewish shit imaginable and
Yeah.
get booked more.
My mom's last name was Wiener.
You got to
There you
got
go.
Matt. Take a book from every Asian comic besides Joe Gorman that we know, and make your first name a Japanese name.
Damn, wouldn't that be fucking crazy? I could just be like, oh, but they'd think I would like, yeah, it's like, yeah, my dad was a sumo wrestler. Of
Yeah.
course
Yeah.
of course I'm fucking Japanese.
Joe can't do it.
My name is
because
Matt-
It would just come off sarcastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would be, absolute.
Next
Damn,
week's-
dude.
yeah.
There's nothing I respect less than like a first like, well, I better fucking ethnic up my name to get booking, and then
Yeah.
they get booked. I'm like, well, I guess
Yeah.
you showed me.
Instead of
I
the
tried it. I was
Yeah.
Roy. I think the same problem. People got the
Roy,
sarcasm.
Roy
from it.
Beardo Sheehan.
Yeah, people
Well,
are like, come on.
next week Comedy Fight Club. Instead of the commissioner, it'll be the Yokozuna of Comedy Fight Club, Matt
Ooh.
Maran.
Oh, mercy.
Mercy me.
But they do a really good job bringing you to like all different like parts of Israel as far as you see like you're in Jerusalem one night, then Tel Aviv, then you're in the Negev desert, which
The
I know. I know.
Oh,
I shouldn't have said it.
Timestamp that.
It's the one river where they can swim.
Yeah. What I wonder who they were trying to scare off from that river.
There's ghosts
Yeah.
in this river.
Yeah. Partying in Jerusalem was fucking awesome.
Uh-oh.
There's like they call it the Shuk, but it's basically like a marketplace. And at night it just is all these bars and clubs and stuff. It's kind of like Pike Place Market.
In Seattle?
It's
Yeah,
like
it's like-
it's not they don't sell the same stuff.
Yes,
but
they're not
I'm
like
sorry.
tossing fish to each other.
Yeah,
and
they're not
catching
tossing
it.
fish. But as soon as I said it, I thought they should call it Kike Place Market. But, I'm
Well,
Jewish. I
sure.
can say it.
Shook Market, when you go there, you got to party 100% because ain't no such thing as halfway shook.
Anyway,
Classic Bobbert.
Anyway, so
Classic Rory beer, dude.
So we shook it all night long, and But yeah, it's just like there's no cars going by. Like it's like Pike Place Market in that it is like that style of marketplace where you're just walking and
Like
there's all these
Agrabah
I don't know what that is.
from Aladdin.
Oh yeah,
The marketplace in fucking Aladdin.
Yeah. And then you're just like partying and
I
dancing
should
in the
have gone
streets.
to fucking Jerusalem with
Yeah.
Matt. He could have been Aladdin. I could have been like the little monkey.
You would
There
have been
you
Abu,
go.
yeah. The Abu is fucking.
We're just looking for our Princess Jasmine.
Yeah.
dude. The double teamer, and I
Yeah.
come up with an orange, and you're like, "Oh, Bobby,
Yeah.
Would you peel it for me and give me a little slice."
There you go. Very nice.
I got a boner telling that story.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, then we were there for a couple nights. Then we're in Tel Aviv. I had like every different night out. You could have Jerusalem just out partying. In Tel Aviv, we went out and then everything was closed and they wouldn't sell alcohol after 11. So we're just walking the streets of Tel Aviv trying to find a convenience store to sell us some booze. Finally got one that would and then got drunk in the hotel lobby. Then there was like a night we slept out in a tent in the desert.
That's awesome.
I woke up early so I could like just put a towel down and do like a workout like a little away from the tent.
Typical American cliche.
Oh, typical American cliche. I should say, number one, coolest part of the trip. I did my 100 push-ups a day every day.
Hell yeah. Dude.
He hit his numbers.
I hit my numbers.
That's how you remain fit. Is you never allow an opportunity to be like, well, this is a special circumstance which I don't have to.
Right.
Because that's a sliding scale. You
But
don't
doing
start
a
it all the
workout,
time.
just like body weight exercise and stuff, while the sun is rising in the desert, is like
Yeah.
the coolest thing I ever
Yeah,
did.
dude, you felt like
Yeah.
a ninja.
Oh yeah. We rode camels.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That was
Okay.
pretty cool. My camel was I was on the very end, the last it was a line of them, and so we all just had two to each camel. And mine
Wait,
people, like,
was it a
jockeying
2-hump
for
camel
camels?
or just a 1-hump?
2 hump. Yeah, 2 hump.
So you rode on the first hump and someone
I
rode
was
on
on
the
the
second?
back.
You rode on the back hump?
Yeah.
Mm.
And
He rode on the bitch hump.
Yeah.
I was the bitch
Hey,
seat.
I'm
I didn't
riding
know there was a
bitch hump.
bitch
Girl.
seat. I didn't know there was a bitch seat on a camel.
There is.
It
it's
was
the
me and
second
another
one.
guy.
Okay.
Oh, that's even
okay.
worse.
Yeah.
It's not gay if it's with another guy.
It's not gay if it's with another guy.
Just two bros riding a camel.
Yeah. He was a police officer from Texas, and
Oh, you should have killed him.
we bonded because like police officer, comedian, we have like the two most dangerous jobs
Mm-hmm.
in America.
Two most hated careers in the fucking world.
They're both 40%.
Exactly. There's some good apples in both fields. But on my camel was like kind of moving a bunch when we got on, and the others weren't. I'm like, what's happening here? And then I smelled exactly why he was moving a lot.
He was taking a fat
Oh,
fucking
my
shit.
goodness.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then our camel starts walking almost alongside the one in front while the others are front to back. And I'm like, why is he doing that? And I look and I saw the camel in front start shitting, just the pellets start falling out. And I'm
Nice.
like,
Now,
oh,
they're
he knew.
pellets.
Yeah.
Like little, but it's a bunch. And,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Maybe it was, I don't know if that's diarrhea or not. It's not water.
Nah, it's just that's how they shit, dude.
Yeah.
'Cause I always thought like
yeah.
a camel would be like a big log, but I guess it's just a.
No,
ton
it's
of
like a
little
horse.
pellets.
Have you seen a horse take a shit?
No, I guess I haven't.
Really?
You never seen a horse take a shit,
That
Bobby?
doesn't
What's wrong
happen
with
in
you?
the Mr. Hands video. What
Yeah.
can I tell you?
Fucking Bobby, dude. Bobby's lived such a closeted life. Did it occur in a book? Then no, I have no idea your
Did you
frame
mean
of
sheltered
reference.
life?
Yeah, dude.
Because you said closeted life.
Well, that too, dude.
Also, it's so weird. It's like you're so sheltered if you've never seen a horse take a shit. That's so
Also, I just got done saying I watched the Mr. Hands video, but Joe's like, well, everybody's watched that.
Yeah,
This
everyone's
is-
seen
this
Mr. Hands,
is-
dude. We've all been on Rotten.com. We've
Yeah,
seen
dude.
everything, dude.
But yeah, there
We all
were.
know about whole girl.
Also, I didn't know until like 2 days before. That apparently it's like a stereotype that people hook up on Birthright. I was just like in it for the free vacation.
I think that's just what they told you, Matt.
Well, no. So Sabrina Piper,
Nice.
she's a Birthright counselor, and I texted her 2 days before, like, "Hey, they haven't given us much information. What should I pack?" And she gave me a list, and on the list was condoms, and at the bottom it said more condoms. And I was like, "Oh wait, that happens there."
Maybe
When
that's for people like Sabrina Piper. to
Maybe.
worry
Yeah.
about.
But when I got
A
there, they
big-titted, attractive lady.
they told us that's more of like the 18 to 22-year-old groups is like all they do is fuck. Where the older kids, some of them still will, but it's not as much of that. And some people kind of like paired off here and there. But I think everyone had it on their mind because like we'd be at like Masada National Park. I spent 3 hours talking to this guy from Florida who's thinking of getting into comedy, and we're just talking the whole time. And then next place we're at, I talked to a girl for an hour, and everyone's like, I think he's trying to hook up with that girl. So I think it was kind of like on everyone's
Well, that's because
mind.
you already
So
hooked up with the guy.
I
So
already
he
hooked
was
up
like,
with the guy. Yeah,
Matt's at it again, dude.
Yeah.
I just can't. First he fucks the guy, and now he's
Yeah.
taking the women, dude. No one's safe.
By the end of the trip, there were like 3 or 4 different people I talked to who all said they thought I was trying to hook up with someone, and they all had a different person in mind. 'Cause I really
Ooh.
was talking to everyone.
Matt, you're a slut,
Oh.
dude. Matt's a fucking slut, man. I bet they all felt special afterwards until they
Well,
saw you
well-
move on to your next victim.
Well, by the end of the week, the girls I talked to, I think the most were 2 girls who had boyfriends, just because I think
So?
they didn't feel like I was hitting on them. Well,
Uh,
actually,
No one has a boyfriend on Birthright, baby.
also, I was
In the
gonna
motherland? Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Matt's just like, a lot of people during the Holocaust were like convinced, oh, they can't be separated from their wives, but they were. And so what I've learned is that like maybe monogamy.
The idea that 2 Nazis are like, oh, you can't separate them. They're husband and wife. Fucking put them together. God
I'm just
damn.
going up behind girls in the Holocaust Museum, like, sad, isn't it? Put my hand on their thigh.
We live our lives
Yeah.
thinking we have a bunch of time, but we just don't.
Yeah.
You know, allegedly 6 million die. We better start repopulating those numbers, huh? Oh, this one might have to be with a warning, Bobby. We're coming back, and we got to be extra spicy to make up for lost
It's
time.
because Joe and I are so excited that Matt's back in our lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way we show our excitement is through racism.
Yeah, basically.
we gotta make sure Matt doesn't go back to hang out with Jewish people, so we have to make sure he knows.
We're doing the thing
Yeah.
of like when your boss comes back from vacation, they got to be all mad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, the place would collapse if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
That's how we feel about you going to another country.
Right, yeah.
We're like, no.
Yeah.
Matt, you're the glue that holds this thing together.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are. There were. I was gonna say there's a couple girls who, like, had boyfriends that I talked to a lot, thinking they
Nice.
won't think I'm hitting on them, and then immediately thought about what we've talked about on this show with my history.
Nice.
Yeah, Matt
Cheating
loves
on
being a
yeah.
home
I
wrecker.
legitimately was not like I wasn't on this trip trying to hit on anyone, but I
Mm-hmm.
think people saw any time I would talk to a girl for an extended period of time and think something was up, but then all the guys I was talking to, no one seemed to think anything about.
Yeah, Matt does this peculiar thing where he's like, look at this woman. Why don't I be friends with her?
Yeah.
And most guys don't mean that.
Yeah,
but Matt
why would
does.
he do Matt, it is
Matt,
weird.
Matt is so extroverted that he'll even befriend women.
I can't tell how sarcastic you're being. Pretty sarcastic.
He's not being sarcastic, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I can't key into it at all because I don't imagine I would talk to anyone for an hour, sans President company.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Um,
you said sans
if you
President
weren't- if
Clinton.
you weren't-
Sans President Clinton,
Right.
dude.
If you
That'd
weren't
be nice.
if you weren't trying to hook up with them.
Yeah, guy, girl, child, old
Right,
lady.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you see me with someone for more than 59 minutes, I'm trying something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to shove my fucking cock down their fucking throat.
Well, also
dude.
it's such an
That's
unlikely.
why I don't. My mom's like, "Why don't you call?" I'm like, "We got to keep it to
Look, bitch.
58 minutes,
Yeah.
or else
Yeah.
I can't help what happens up here."
I told you it was
afterwards.
a one-time thing.
Yeah. It's also just there's not really any non-douchey way to say, hey, when I was like 18 years old, I was hooking up like every weekend for years, like the whole time I was wrestling for years.
Nice.
I just don't necessarily like that's not how I derive satisfaction.
Yeah,
Don't-
right.
Listen,
Oh,
I
I'm tired of having great sex.
Because Matt, I'll tell you, if I had the exact same experience,
Yeah.
I would still be as horny as I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a temperament thing more than a
Yeah.
experience
I think
thing.
I honestly do think some of it is like post brain surgery too.
Nice.
I think I would look back on times in my life where I was trying to hook up and then missed out on actually just building positive connections with people. And then I just noticed, hey, if you're just being friendly and having fun, hookups come. So
Wow, that is a regular hair, skin, and height.
Hookups.
that's a 6'2"
yeah.
man speaking. Yeah.
You just gotta stand outside, and eventually someone
Yeah.
will come next to you.
Yeah.
But that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But how about this third woman that didn't have a boyfriend? What's going on with that?
Yeah. Tell us about that.
I mean,
man.
I talked to like all the girls and all the guys on the trip.
Ooh, all the girls.
I felt like I had a decent one, at least one decent one-on-one extended conversation with almost everyone in the group.
Oh,
That's
mercy.
beautiful.
Yeah.
How romantic.
Yeah, and I would like to hang out with a lot of them after. I guess I don't know how everyone feel. On the way home, the two guys who live in Jersey near me, we split an Uber from the airport.
Smart.
And on the way back, one of them just started going off on all the people. It was only a couple people, but he was like, "This person sucked. This person."
That's awesome. That sounds like my kind of guy.
Oh,
Dude,
I love that.
I love nothing more than immediately talking shit as soon
Yeah.
as like the people you're around are gone.
And then
I can't fucking
it
stand
was
that
funny
fucking asshole.
he would keep going on, and then he was like, "I'm sorry. I hope you guys don't think I'm being mean." I'm like, "Dude, I hang out with comedians. This is like my entire life. I love this."
That's hilarious.
You know, I'm the guy who gets along with everybody.
No,
but
that's
I
like,
don't mind when someone else doesn't tell me. I want to hear.
Everybody needs. I love it, and it's also like nice when you're like. I mean, even like during like a day job, it's good to have like somebody in your circle you can vent to. It's like this fucking idiot at work, and you're like, yeah, this fucking idiot. You know, everybody needs somebody to like point out when somebody else is being a fucking idiot.
I feel like I've been the guy who gets vented to a lot, but I really do get along with everybody.
I vent and I've been vented to, and I'm sure I'm the cause of people venting.
Right.
Actually, I'm probably pretty fucking. If anything, it's like they're venting because I'm so unbothered and apathetic about everything.
Well, I think it's what's interesting. So the Israeli guy who was like hated America and didn't.
Oh yeah,
me.
what was his deal? Why did you met him in the lobby, but you
at the end of the night, and then I just started talking to him. I kind of was killing him with kindness, and the whole time he was like kind of being like standoffish with me, but I just kept like we ended up sitting next to each other on the bus, and it was clear he like looked around, saw that was like one of the only seats open, and he was closest to it and didn't want to but did, and he was just said he was feeling hungry. I gave him a protein bar. Like I was being.
You gave him a Quest bar and he shit his pants, and like you're able to bond like, hey dude, I shit my pants eating these protein bars as well. Yeah.
But then the last night I just started talking to him, and he was we just kind of started talking about life in general. He's very much and it's the way I was he's 30, but it's the way I was when I was younger. That he says he knew people a lot. So the last day I mentioned something about how that guy was kind of mean to me, right? And then someone else in the group was like, we all hated him. And he seemed to know that because he was saying to me like people don't like me just because I'm honest and I'm blunt and
Is this guy a woman?
Yeah,
but I kind of
handle like me and my opinions.
If you can't handle me at my biggest asshole, then you don't deserve me at my slightly less asshole self.
But I used to be that way, and I just learned like I'm blunt and I'm honest, but I'm not like I don't think blunt and asshole are synonyms.
Hey, you're like I used to be blunt, and then I got brain surgery, and now I'm chill. Maybe you just need to get a lobotomy.
No, I just
I used to be a fucking, and then I had a large chunk of my brain removed, and now I'm pretty chill.
There's ways to tell the truth well. You can be blunt with it. If your idea is, I tell the truth so people think I'm an asshole, that just means that the truth is you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or you confuse being truthful with lacking tact.
Yeah.
They're both
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went in the Dead Sea, swam at the lowest place on earth. You don't really swim though. You like literally like don't get any in your eyes, it'll sting.
Ooh.
Because it's so salty.
Okay.
Oh,
and even it's only like 3 feet deep, so you just like lay down and float.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
at one point when I like pushed myself backwards, a little bit of water got in my eye and it stung. Not crazy. Other people got it real bad. Some people got it in their asshole and it stung. I think when you fart, the water like sucks it back in.
Or if you got fucked in the ass the night before,
Maybe.
it was all ripped up.
Well, okay. Now here's the interesting thing. I'm the only guy this happened to. It got in my dick hole and it stung.
Got in your dick hole.
Yes.
Does your dick hole like pulsate?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Are you having dick hole contractions?
I think I
just
just
got
got
a loose dick
How far
hole.
apart are they? Do we have to?
I don't know. I think I just got a big urethra.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put that on my Tinder bio.
Yeah,
And
dude. You're like the opposite of Hank Hill.
Yeah.
I have a wide urethra.
It was bad. I was like there on
That's
the.
why all the women you fuck are salty.
Yes. I wonder what's gonna happen next time I fuck with Dead Sea Dick.
Uh-oh.
That's like a porn star name of the ugliest man you've
Yeah.
ever seen.
he fucking comes one giant salt cube first.
Well, after
3
so
cubits of salt,
for like 10
perhaps.
minutes, I'm just there on the beach with the towel down my pants, squeezing it around a lot of people. Not my best moment.
Uh-huh.
And I go and pee, and that all came out good. It's still the same size.
Thanks,
so
Christ.
Fine.
we'll see what happens. But also it's so commercialized around the Dead Sea. There's the Dead Sea Mall. There's like a bunch of different like it looks like South Beach. There's a
What do you
bunch
do? I work at the Jamba Juice by the
Yeah.
Dead Sea Mall.
the Jamba Jews. But yeah, there was the night in the desert was we met a guy from the Bedouin community, which is like the native to South Israel. They've just like they're their own community. They so I missed the entire speech the guy gave. Not the entire, a lot of the speech the guy gave. We had just had dinner, and it was like the first good meal that I had had most of the week. I don't know if it's because they skimped out on the Birthright kids or just everyone in Israel doesn't eat good food. Most of it just wasn't anything I couldn't get in New York, so maybe that was some of it.
Like, what'd you
too.
have?
Well, also it's just nonstop carbs and then a little bit of meat at the end. So it's just like
it's all Cat's Deli.
and it's all no, not cat. They didn't have any. We didn't get any like pastrami or cabbage or anything. Everything is like cucumbers and tomatoes with like every meal. Pickle. I don't think I want to eat pickles for a month after that.
Dumb. Anything good? No pizza?
We did have pizza. At one
Yay!
point. Yeah. But there was like one meal where it's just here's
Even
the
in
bread.
Israel, they have like a fat Italian guy.
Yeah. Welcome to Little Joe's original pizza of Israel. Little Israel.
Little Israel. But yeah, it's just like this type of bread after this type of bread after this
Okay.
type of bread, and then like 2 fish sticks.
Okay.
But then on the night we were in the desert, there was a whole just platter, and they just kept putting everything on there. So there was a lot of meat, and I was like, this is great.
Yummy.
We sit down to listen to this native tell us about his life, how they don't have technology, they haven't modernized, but they're all happy and everything.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love not jerking off to fucking internet porn. It's fucking
If
great.
you've never done it before, you wouldn't know what you're missing.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like the allegory of the fucking shadows in the cave where,
Yeah.
you know, if you think like you just see a shadow of something, that's the true form. And then if you see the thing that actually causes the shadow, you wouldn't be able to associate it with the shadow because it's
Yeah.
something
And
completely
if that thing
different.
that caused the shadow was a big-breasted woman filled with other people's cum,
Yeah.
That's true.
then you can never look
Yeah.
at just a plain woman ever. You can
Yeah.
never have a conversation
There-
with
there's-
a non-cum covered woman ever again.
Yeah.
That's my problem. Jesus.
You show that guy a fucking iPhone, he'll take everything back.
I think he actually did have a phone, and he had a Facebook page, so it's
See?
not no technology.
what a bitch.
Yeah. But
I would
they,
have at least respected him if he was like for
Yeah,
real
go
about
all the
it.
way, dude.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
half measures.
But they so while this guy's like talking about this, one of the girls was sitting next to me. I was like, that was like the best meal that we had the whole time here. And she goes, I feel like it's not going to settle well. And I was like, why are you like harshing my mellow here? I'm feeling
Nice.
good about the dinner. 10 minutes later, I had to go to the bathroom and miss the rest of the guy's speech.
That's fucking funny, dude. I
The
don't-
last 2 or 3 nights, we had like good meals. They had like one night we were in a restaurant in Tel Aviv with like chicken skewers. It was awesome.
Nice.
And all of those like just didn't settle well.
Sweetie.
Yeah. I'm feeling better now, though. I have a bit of a sore throat.
I
but-
mean, I think a lot of it is just like, you know, being in a different culture, having
Yeah.
different foods.
well, because there's also, it's not like if you go to Italy, there'll be like Italian food. Like Jewish food is not, to me at least, is not like
Real
let's all-
food.
I mean, New York City, you can get all kinds of food. No one's ever like, let's go out and get Jewish food.
Cats.
Katz's isn't like real Jewish food.
Yeah,
though.
it is.
It's a Jewish deli.
That's it. That's Jewish food.
Yeah,
In
but it-
America.
exactly.
But what else do you need?
Well, also the first day there was like a breakfast buffet. There wasn't much at the breakfast buffet that was good. So then the rest of the week I kept my intermittent fasting.
Nice.
I mean, I wasn't there for like the food. I was there more for like. We gonna be picking that up?
I hope so, dude.
We have a mariachi band outside, I believe.
Mariachi.
Nah, it's just some asshole with like a nice
Well, how do you
speaker
say it?
system.
mariachi.
I'm going to say the way I
Yeah.
like it.
The last night we were at in a kibbutz, which is kind of like a resort. Although half of it feels like a resort, and then half of it feels like the projects.
Okay.
There was a pool with the basketball hoop in there, like a pool basketball hoop.
By the way, how you described a kibbutz is also how I would describe Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it feels
fair.
like a resort and a project at the same time.
That's fair.
It's both.
There were like 2 Israeli kids who were like playing by the basketball hoop too, and me and one of the girls on the trip started playing 2-on-2 with them.
Ooh.
And
Matt loves playing basketball, dude.
yeah,
It's his favorite sport.
yeah, probably not, but I like it.
You don't love the way they dribble up and down the court?
It's okay. Space Jam 2, great movie though. Anyway, so we were playing and I was fucking crushing these kids. I dunked on a kid. I blocked him. I did the Dikembe Mutombo, not in my
Oh,
house.
that's so fucking
And at
funny.
one point, the girl like says to me, "We should let them score." And I snapped out of it. I was like, "Oh yeah, what am I doing?"
How old were they? 5, 6?
No, like 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck them, dude. They knew.
Yeah.
They knew the rules.
They knew what they were getting into. They could have said no when we asked to play with them. I had so much fun. I was like doing dunks from outside the pool, diving in, doing the Jordan and everything. I had a blast.
He did that thing. He did the slam dunk and the glass backboard shattered all over the
I
court.
did at one point accidentally pull the whole board down into the pool when I dunked. But then we went to like an outdoor like dinner thing, and we were split up into groups where everyone was going to be making a different thing for the dinner. And one of the group would be the VIPs, and I was in the VIP
people.
group.
Very important people.
Is that what it stands for?
Uh-huh.
And it turns out the VIPs, they put us in like a back room while everyone else is cooking dinner and tell us at the end of the meal they're going to give us a signal, and we all have to lead everyone in a traditional Jewish dance.
Okay.
Yeah, the
What's
horror.
It's you put your hands up like this and go, "I'm sorry, you didn't read the lease." That type of traditional Jewish dance
Exactly.
and song.
But he tells us like we're in there. There was like costumes for us to put on.
Yikes.
There was one larger costume. Like all of them were gonna be small on me, and then the like 5'4" dude from Brooklyn picked that one. So I was stuck with one of the other ones.
Now, which one dressed up like Jesus so you could kind of all take turns with the
Right,
spear?
exactly. I ended up getting this like dress and T-shirt that I'm surprised the sleeves didn't rip because they were like really tight on my shoulders.
You should have really given them a lesson, like fucking flexed your muscles, and
I
the shirt
should've.
exploded.
Exactly. But then so they tell us we're like asking how do you whoa.
I'm like surprised strong.
Let me
Joe's
see.
coming for
What do you
your
got,
for you,
Joe?
dude.
Okay. All right.
Ah!
Try me.
It's the exact same, dude.
Yeah.
Can't tell the difference.
It's the exact same picture.
For anyone who's just listening and not watching, we all just felt each other's muscles.
That's mostly what this podcast is.
That's
It's us
all
just
it is,
feeling our
dude.
muscles. Before we started doing video, we were actually just only doing that while talking
Yeah.
exclusively.
I mean, we're in a locker room, baby. What do you
yeah.
expect to happen?
But so they put us in the room and they say, you're going to lead everyone in the dance. You're going to pick people, bring them up, and then you all start dancing. And we're like, all right, how do you do the dance? So like, there's no wrong way to do the dance. You're just kicking.
Matt did it the wrong way.
They're like, you're just kicking. You're having fun. So then we go out there. We bring up.
Matt kicked someone in the face accidentally.
We did do the Macarena one of the nights in one of the bars.
Hell yeah.
Classic. A bunch
But-
of Jewish kids doing
Yeah.
the Macarena.
Oh, yeah.
I bet the regulars at that bar loved it.
Yeah. They played the Macarena for us. It's not like
Well,
we decided
I mean,
to.
like, I'm sure, like, all of those-
American
yeah.
song.
American cliche.
The Star Spangled Macarena.
There you go.
They love to dance.
Yeah.
But at one point you must kneel. The chocolate faces will kneel during the. No, this isn't me talking. This is
Right,
the Israeli
right.
guy.
Well, there goes your SNL chance, dude.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. But
I
so we
want to be on SNL so bad.
Do you really?
Yeah,
I bet
'cause
you. I
it's-
bet you do.
Because it's such a terrible show. I would love to be on it.
Why do you think it's terrible?
Do you think
Because
it
they
would-
have POCs in the writing rooms.
You said it, brother.
Honestly, let's be real. The reason it sucks right now is because they don't let people do drugs in the writers' room.
Really?
In the 70s, like, they were doing drugs all the time. It's all because, like, that little fucking turd, Chris Farley, couldn't keep his fucking shit together and had to die like a fucking twerp. And now it's like, oh, the fucking double side of people can handle their fucking drugs and do comedy. It's
Yeah.
easy. Don't stop fucking overdosing, you fucking turds.
Speaking of drugs,
Stop it!
I did take edibles a couple times throughout the trip.
Ooh.
How
well,
was
first,
that?
let me finish. So the dance thing, we go out there and we are like leading everyone in the dance, and the guy's like stops everyone. He's like, "All right, now our VIPs tell everyone how to do the dance," and we all look at each other like,
Uh-oh.
"There's no wrong way to do it. You just kick." And he's like, "No," and then she just actual steps, and we're like, "Why did you set us up like that?"
That's I think you were trolled, dude. I think
maybe.
you
You
were
were absolutely
hazed.
trolled.
Yeah.
Once again, a fucking foreign country makes a mockery of Americans.
Dude.
Locker room talk fans, you know what to do. Bomb Israel to the ground. Give it back to the Palestinians. No one makes a mockery of
then bomb
Matt
them as
Maron.
well.
Yeah, and then bomb them.
Yeah.
And then get some of that sweet oil, dude.
Yeah. So I took edibles. Me and one of the other guys on the trip, because I had a few
Uh-oh.
with me.
Uh-oh.
We took
How'd
edibles.
you smuggle those over?
Honestly, I probably should. I just kept them in the box and left them in my luggage from the last vacation I went on. And I didn't even
That's
take them
fine.
out of the box, which has like a weed symbol on it.
They're mostly worried about, like, drug smuggling, not like
Yeah.
personal use,
yeah,
but
it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, like
edibles.
they need to focus on like people bringing like fucking like boatloads of
Yeah,
cocaine,
right.
and even then they really shouldn't because fucking coke is awesome.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
what is up with these fucking guys? Like, oh, stop doing this thing. The reason there's even a fucking drug war is because white people aren't able to profit off those drugs just yet.
Right.
The only reason marijuana is fucking legal, it has nothing to do with the fact that it has health benefits. It's just because like all of the cigarette companies can't sell cigarettes, so they bought up all of this marijuana. It's the exact same distributors. Yeah. Right. It's going to be big fucking marijuana pretty soon. So buy marijuana from some fucking hippie. Don't buy that fucking medicinal fucking faggot shit, all right? Buy it from a fucking deadbeat.
That's
I
beautiful.
wanted to hear everybody's travel stories interspersed with Joe's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's not nonsense. I'm right.
So we took edibles the night of Shabbat dinner, and I didn't feel. I got cotton mouth pretty bad, but then and the other guy said he didn't feel anything.
That was one of the plagues, cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Everybody will have cottonmouth
Right.
until my people.
Let my Jews go, or
Yeah.
I'll give you cotton mouth.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh's like, fuck you.
But I didn't feel much, and the other guy said he didn't feel anything. Someone said they saw him and thought the other guy was high. So I'm like, fuck, are these edibles, like, are they old? It was only 10 milligrams, but
That's nothing.
I know it's not much. But so then a few nights later, the night we were out in the desert, we do a stargazing thing.
Ooh.
Where they like separate you. You're all like 10 feet away from each other. And you just sit down or lay down in the desert and look up at the stars. And I took an edible before that, and it hit at the perfect time.
Ooh.
I was just laying out there looking at the stars as the guy's telling us that if you have any spiritual feelings, have spiritual feelings. And at the end, we all gather and have to. Also, somebody farted in the middle of it, and no one admitted to it. I was the whole time. No, the whole time I was like,
They're gonna think
I wanted to. I was like, don't do it, don't do it, don't do. And then someone else did before I could even make the decision of whether I would or not. Probably one of the girls. One of the guys I think would have admitted it.
Yeah, women never admit farting. Dude.
And then
Women they want to be president, but they won't even own up to their own fucking asshole, dude. Get out of it. Nice try.
They won't admit that they farted, and they won't admit that they actually did come very hard.
Yeah. They won't admit that they fucking wanted it to happen.
Jesus. One of the girls who was like 10 feet away from me, like she was like the next person over from me during the stargazing, could not stop laughing, and I couldn't either. So it was like she would start laughing, and that would make me laugh, and we'd both stop, and then I would laugh, which would make her laugh, and we just kept.
It's fucking funny.
It
dude.
is so
It's
funny.
because we put such a stigma on the fact, and everyone fucking farts and shits and pisses, but like it's just so funny.
Yeah.
I
Kim
feel.
Jong-un doesn't do any of those things.
Well, that's true, but like, dude, he's a fucking commie, dude. Real Americans shit and piss themselves.
There you go. But we
You shit your pants? Congratulations, you're an American.
we like gather at the end to like share some of your thoughts on what you were feeling during the stargazing.
Here it comes.
And no, all I was thinking in my head was one, who farted, and two, I timed my edible perfectly. Meanwhile, someone else is talking about like family health issues that they're now thinking differently about, and the whole time I'm just thinking about the guy who farted, and I felt really bad. People are having like actual deep thoughts and stuff.
But Matt had a fucking mystery to solve first.
Exactly.
Take off your underwear. I need to see everyone's pants.
Checking for skid marks.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Matt pulls out a fucking magnifying glass.
Yeah.
His Sherlock Holmes hat.
Monocle.
Yeah.
They fucking come to you, and you're like, well, someone did fart, and then there's this silence, and you go, and then I was just thinking, like, how many farts does one person really have?
Yeah.
How many? When I fart for the last time, will I know it?
Yeah.
Kind of fucking like turn it around.
I got to make.
Is every time we fart a little bit more of our soul escapes?
Ooh, maybe.
Man, that sounds like a shitty conversation.
Jesus. I got to make a wish in the Western Wall.
What'd you wish for? That we get a sponsor for fucking once?
Oh, I should have done that.
Oh, Matt. God, we're going to live in squalor forever now.
Yeah. Well, it was just, because most people weren't religious. I think some people said they just you're supposed to like write it on a piece of paper, fold it up, put it in the wall. Some people like, I wish for health. One guy his mom is religious and wrote a thing out for him to say.
But that doesn't count. That definitely doesn't count.
Yeah, I was just like, what would be a funny
surprised
thing?
a Jewish mom who was controlling every aspect of her son's life.
Yeah.
Huh. Stop the presses.
Yeah. I was like, what would be a funny thing to wish for? So I just wrote, Dear God, I would like some pussy.
Which you just spent the first 20 minutes going, I didn't even care if I got laid on Birthright.
Well, I didn't. I think that would be a funny thing.
He didn't want
Oh,
Birthright.
Matt, you thought it would be a funny thing to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, I should say getting laid on Birthright would be awesome, but getting laid anywhere is awesome.
What if it's like a
but
fucking?
it's just not like it's not what I go around like letting dictate my. I don't want to be the guy who's like partied all night in Tel Aviv and is miserable in the hotel lobby because one girl didn't hook up with me.
Nice. What if like it's like that wish was like a monkey's paw thing? So the next day, Matt has like a vagina instead of a dick.
Yeah.
And we're like, I take it back.
Yeah, you got to word those very carefully.
Yeah.
I wish my grandfather was here to help me. Your grandfather's been dead for 20 years.
What?
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, the overall feeling that like the West, just in Israel, is someone described it this way: that how America's a Christian nation. Like even if you're Jewish, you celebrate Halloween, not a Jewish. Israel's just like that with Judaism. That
Halloween, the traditional Christian holiday.
Well, it's not a Jewish holiday. It's like, everyone, like Christmas is everywhere, whether you're Jewish or not.
Easter.
It's like that for Jewish holidays in Israel.
Okay, yeah.
And also, it's the first time I ever felt like...
You belonged?
I wasn't going to say it like that, but basically. But no, just like, when there's...
Don't you dare have a true feeling on
Yeah,
this podcast.
absolutely not.
Not around Joe.
That's not the way I was trying to go. I wasn't going that
I'm no longer a
direction.
man on the outside looking in. But now I was sitting at the table enjoying dinner with my friends and family.
Wow, Matt, is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is very disrespectful.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. No, there is a feeling of like if you have a black friend, Joe. I'm trying to imagine.
Okay.
Try and get it to
I'm
a frame of
sorry, I
mind.
can't, dude. Matt, I'm sorry. My nose starts bleeding trying to envision this. I can't, dude. It's too much. It's too much. I get a heart attack.
But it's just no matter how
You know how Matt is always late?
Yeah.
That's got to help a little bit.
Okay.
Like no matter how friendly you're friends with someone of like a minority group in America, when they're around each other, there's just something like there's an immediate connection there.
Yeah.
And I think like as a white guy, you never feel that, but like in Israel, there's like
I'm sorry, it's called America, Matt?
yes, yeah, there is just a feeling like all the Jews there, like you're in immediately, and I never felt that. And also just like every Israeli person knows someone who's died in a terrorist attack.
And you knew that as like your father was a firefighter during 9/11. So you also had somebody die in a terrorist attack.
Right.
Yeah. He actually saved another firefighter.
Yeah.
Right before he himself was
Pete
killed.
Davidson's dad.
Yeah, and then Pete Davidson's dad is like, I promised Mr. Maran to fake my own death so I don't have to raise my loser son.
There you go. But yeah, so there is like that feeling of in America, at least in New York, where there's, it's not a majority Jews, but there's enough of them that you don't necessarily feel like you're like there. It's like, oh, Jews are an oppressed group in the world, and you just don't really feel that here. So anyway, I'm going to try and use that to get booked on more diversity shows. Is what I'm saying.
There you go.
Matt Maran, Jew.
Yeah. But yeah, it is interesting. Just see, one of the big things the Israeli who I was rooming with was asking is do American Jews ever think about there being a second Holocaust? Because in Israel, that's like a thing they think about a lot. And I was like, yeah, not really. It's not a thing American Jews ever consider happening, and that's a lot of times why. And especially when you have all of your everyone has a friend who's died in a terrorist attack. Yeah, you're gonna be a little more paranoid than I would be here. But it's, it was just overall really interesting. I didn't have a lot. There were a few other people there who had more political conversations overall. I remember one day after breakfast, one of the guys was like, my table was talking too much politics. And I was like, oh, we were talking about what the weirdest things you've ever had sex to are.
Damn.
What was yours?
Well, the Staten Island girl I used to date used to like watching Rick and Morty while we had sex.
Nice.
And Dave was her other
Dude,
one.
you know how many incel dudes that's their fantasy?
Yeah.
A girl that's like, you know what I like to hear? Rick and Morty while I'm
Yeah.
getting plowed
Also,
by a
Dave,
man.
do you guys know the show Dave, Little Dicky?
Yeah.
It's a rapper who raps about his deformed penis.
Yeah.
That's a weird one to listen to while having sex. I don't care at all.
All women have a crush on Little Dicky.
Yeah. I think that's
You know why? It's like, because like, they're like, oh, I got a fantasy of fucking a black guy, but not really. So I want a fucking, I want a fucking blackface-esque Jew.
Yeah. Rick and Morty, that was fun because we'd start at the beginning of the episode and I'd be like, let me try and make it through a whole episode.
Let me try to come before they get into a portal.
Yeah. I think that's also just, I didn't care about it. I think that's just my overall thing is I don't care about most things. I'm very whatever. Like, it's not like I don't want to get laid, but I'm just like whatever about everything. And people project things onto me because I actually don't care about things. They're like, he's actually thinking. There was one girl I dated, I remember telling her, she was just paranoid in general. And I said, I'm too dumb to be as manipulative as you think I am.
You have the old Brendan Dassey defense.
Is that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Your Honor, my client is a retard.
Yeah.
Okay?
But yeah, I'm like, fuck to Rick and Morty, who cares? I'm having sex. Doesn't matter, had sex.
Doesn't matter.
What's the weirdest thing you guys have ever had sex to?
This one bitch made me put on Bill Hicks stand-up comedy. And she was like, he's funny. I'm like, this guy sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I always thought Bill Hicks
He
sucked.
does.
And
Really?
the comics
He's
that
a
are
fucking
inspired.
neckbeard, dude.
I
Dude,
like him
he's
a
just
lot.
like, and he's like died at fucking 27 or some shit.
Go to sleep, America, because you like things that I don't like. Go
It
to
was,
sleep.
it's like wild because like now like you listen to Bill Hicks stuff, it's like, damn, he's just like a fucking know-it-all fucking like 20 something. But it's like, how the fuck do you know shit at, like in your 20s?
I always thought I wasn't that into him. There's a book that's like Bill Hicks' last words. It has a lot of his material written out, and when you read his material, there's punchlines everywhere.
Yeah.
Which I think is the big difference between him and the people who try to be like him. So I wasn't as into him, but after reading that, and then I've gone back and watched, I think he was really good because I think he started off being silly and then he started off like 14, 15 years old. So when he dies at like 34, he's been doing it 20 years.
I've been doing it 20 years in October.
Oh.
So fuck you, Bill Hicks.
You speaking truth to power yet?
Nah, I'm just chilling,
Can you
dude.
imagine Joe Gorman, like, takes off his sunglasses and is like, let's get fucking real first.
But seriously, the government is fucking evil. It's like, who gives a shit?
When we went
dude?
around
I'm
that-
too busy talking about fucking ordering food on Seamless and
Yeah.
fucking jerking off to ethnic things.
When we went around that first day and
Like
everyone
the food on Seamless.
everyone said what they did, I should have, instead of comedian, should have said truth teller.
Warrior poet.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I cracked your knuckle, but it doesn't seem to have bothered you.
I think.
Yeah, it
I
feels
waited. I
good.
waited until like it was day 2 or 3 before brain surgery came up.
Yeah.
So I waited a little bit there.
Wow. Because usually, like, when we hang out, it's like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. Hi, Matt Marin, brain surgeon survivor.
Yes.
Nice, dude. I'm glad you had a nice time.
It all
Yeah.
worked out.
It really
Yeah.
did.
Praise Allah.
I knew Matt does I will say this. Matt does vacations very well.
Yeah.
He takes fun pictures.
Yep.
He does Instagram stories.
Yep.
He makes one Israeli man sad on every vacation he goes to. Dude, what a pathetic
I didn't make him.
life.
I didn't make him sad. I'm not the one who didn't fuck him.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I didn't, but he wasn't trying to fuck me.
dude, that you're 30 years old. First of all,
Anyone trying to get laid in their 30s, boo. Like, that's fucking pathetic, dude. You should be married by your 30s.
I think I'm going to disagree. I say respect on this guy
Yes.
for doing a program under the guise of being cultural, but actually because it's women in their late teens, early 20s. I think that's a very cool
They
thing
weren't
to do.
any in their late teens. The youngest girls there.
Maybe
were
that's why he was so upset.
Yeah, the youngest girls on our trip were 22, and most of
So
them,
already old.
most of them
Yeah.
between 26 and 30.
Already
my
the
God.
milk has
All right, so
soured.
there's some geriatric women on this trip,
Right.
but I'm saying, like, I get the hustle, but for him to be like,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, fuck off, man. Come on, what are you doing? Well, and then fine if like maybe some people are depressed, but I think like you I'm gonna be nice to Matt for a second, and it's gonna pain me as much as it pains you, but like you add like some fun flavor to
Yeah.
like any hangout.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's like, oh, this big guy, I'm going to knock him down a peg every chance I get, and that's
Yeah.
going to result in me getting my dick sucked. It's like, dude, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And the weirdest that I ever had sex to answer your original question,
Yes.
was so I'm a big fan of Dr. Grande on YouTube.
Ariana?
No relation.
Dr. Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I need you to perform a fucking surgery.
Yeah. That's how I am when I have sex with girls. I say thank you next.
Ooh.
It's
Right
an
as your
Ariana-
like before you even take off the condom.
Right.
Isn't that cool that you're technically Eskimo brothers with Pete Davidson because you both had sex with Ariana Grande?
That is cool.
I never had sex with Ariana
Oh,
Grande.
Stop
Why,
being a
dude? Why?
gentleman,
Yes,
Matt.
and
Come on.
God damn, Matt! I thought Israel was like the improv capital of the world. You learned nothing.
No.
Go on, Dr.
Improvised
Grande.
explosive devices.
Yeah, no, I had sex with Kim Kardashian. That's why I'm Eskimo Brothers with Pete Davidson.
There, thank you.
So Todd Grande is this. He started off as I'm a mental health therapist, and here is my video about narcissistic personality disorder. Here's my video about obsessive compulsive disorder. But
Which one did you choose to have sex to?
But he had eventually just became like a true crime guy.
Yeah.
/ like news guy. So he'll be like, so people are talking about the Queen's death. Here's my 20-minute video about the Queen. And the thing is, he has such a I talked about the reason why I like Noam Chomsky and Sam Harris, despite the fact that they're political rivals, is that they have calming voices. And sometimes I just like to hear a calming voice. So Todd Grande has a calming voice. And I was explaining to this girl that I went out with that I really just like to hear a calming voice before I go to bed.
Is this like the girl you most recently had sex with?
Yes.
Nice.
And we went back to my place, and I was like, I was getting ready to put on music, and she's like, no, put on some Dr. Grande. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. So just this middle-aged man being like, and they never found the bodies, and I'm just fucking stroking away, dude. It was fun.
Nice.
pretty
You
sick.
still seeing her?
No.
Does she listen to the podcast?
I don't believe that she knows that I have one.
And so you'll tell people you're a comedian, but you won't tell people you're a podcaster.
Oh, yeah, I held off on the podcast. I started off with comedy, went to roast battle show. By the end of the week, there are a couple people. I mean, they all follow me on Instagram, so they'll see clips
They'll
from
see
the
it.
podcast.
They'll know what's up.
Yeah.
I have a new system to find out if a girl is cool.
Yeah.
You know what
If
I
she
mean?
has a swastika tattoo,
Yes.
you'll let her know about the podcast.
Yeah, if we're sitting at the edge of my bed and she takes off her shirt and points to her breasts and goes, "You see this? It means not welcome." I'm like, you know what is welcome? This dick in your pussy.
Oh, I would love a female reboot of fucking American History X. Oh my god. She's got 2 swastikas over her titties, right?
In that speech, she's like, 2 million illegal immigrants, like outside of that convenience store,
Yeah.
2 illegal immigrants will sleep in America tonight. A disproportionate amount of them will be men.
American Her Story.
I mean, I know you're real. That's got to be the name of the episode.
Yeah. That was like, I can't wait to. Oh, my Israeli friend's like, oh, I'm sorry, we're going to make it about an alt-right neo-Nazi woman.
Well, wait, what did you want the episode to be called?
Matt's Amazing Adventures in Israel. Matt's Amazing Israeli
The Birthright Magic School Bus.
Oh, that'd be a good one. American Her Story, a Birthright Adventure.
There you go. But yeah, it is. I was just thinking when you said that I do vacations well, I'm like, oh, hey, Finnegan.
Yep, he's back.
Welcome back.
For those just
I
listening,
mean, I'm back. I don't know why I
fourth
told
mic is here.
Finnegan welcome back. I just imagine like when you I post Instagram stories and take fun pictures that I'm just on vacation. Like anytime I could get laid, I'm just like, no, bitch, I gotta take Instagram stories.
Matt's trying to find like the funniest Limp Bizkit song to
Yeah.
put. Like, this beautiful Israeli woman is like, the thing about the American men is that they make me very horny.
Yeah.
And Matt's like,
That's how you think Israeli women speak?
listen, I've been trying every sort of accent. It's sort of Arab, but like more throaty, I
Yeah.
think, right? It has
Yeah.
the same phlegm thing that Arab people have.
Yeah.
But it's there's
Little-
something
yeah.
a little different about it.
Like it's a little like soothing when you just know you have the American military behind you.
Oh,
That
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, we actually benefit from the American military, but also have health
Yeah.
insurance.
I
So it's
did
a very calm voice.
One of the markets just had like a bunch of like trinket. It was like a flea market that was like anywhere you could find a flea market in America, and there was one just hammer, and I was like, is this what the Israeli army used before the American support?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
yeah.
honestly, you were real nice to that incel being like, well, why do you hate America?
Yeah.
But I would have
Yeah.
been like, hey, you're fucking welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what you should have done.
I should have done that.
Yeah, maybe kind of like a dog trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of just.
You know what I would have. You know
like
what I.
just that little thing
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
neck.
You know what I would have said is like, you know, the cool thing about an American is the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
And I would have pulled out a gun and shot him several times in the fucking face.
There was the last day we had a movement class where there was
Yikes.
just like this Israeli guy teaching it. It was kind of yoga-ish. But at one point you just like dance, but like one of you has your eyes closed and you put your hands out and the other person puts their hands on top and whoever's on the bottom is leading. You just have to follow their lead. And so everyone's just walking around the room. And then I just started having fun, so I just started like tangoing with people and dancing. And there was one guy who, the little Jewish guy from Brooklyn, who me and him, like, I loved him. I was like lifting him up on my arm, dancing in Jerusalem. At one point, I'm like dancing with some of my eyes closed. I don't know who it is, and we slowly start to like back towards each other and start twerking on each other. And I'm like, okay, everyone else, I didn't know who it was. I knew who that guy was.
Hell yeah.
And then we have a thing where you lay on the ground, like sitting back to back, and one of you is supposed to get on all fours while the other one lays their entire body weight on top of your back. And the guy's saying,
They're definitely seeing like who could hold the most equipment.
Yeah.
But
No
the guy says like, if you feel you'll probably feel guilty about leaving all your weight on someone. Don't worry, their body can take it. They said to find someone similar size to you, and there was no one similar size to me. So I just have a guy who's like maybe 75 pounds lighter than me, and I'm laying on him as the guy's saying, "Don't worry, you'll be okay." I'm hearing him under me going,
Yeah.
and I had to switch with the instructor, and that was cool because the instructor could hold me. He probably regretted it immediately, but yeah, it was all this stuff. I didn't have like a major spiritual moment or anything, but I had like fun with everything.
Yeah.
The caves I thought were awesome. You're just walking through these caves that are 3,000 years old. Everyone else is complaining about how long the walk is and how wet everything is, and I just didn't say anything because I was having the time of my life, and they were all complaining.
Yeah.
Which is I should have yes anded and just been like, yeah, this does suck.
Yeah, that's well, it's interesting. Like, well, if you want to see the cave,
Yeah,
why would the caves be right next to civilization?
that's true.
Why wouldn't you have to walk?
Yeah,
Damn, put me on that trip. I'll straighten those Jews out.
yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Plus, I'll tell them about the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
That's the way to do it.
That's actually really mean that we're letting people kind of like go on a fun vacation, like have a spiritual awakening, dance, sing, and not at any point does anyone try to tell them that the Messiah has already come.
Yeah.
Well, they did talk about Jesus a little bit because they were talking about the Romans coming in and taking over Israel from the Jews, and that's like during the time of Jesus's life. Jesus was like a young revolutionary of the Jews who wanted to fight back against the Romans.
Yep.
And they split it up into like three factions where there were the Jews who were like, let's just go somewhere else. We can't fight the Roman army. We're going to go somewhere else and continue Judaism somewhere else. There were the moderates who kind of wanted to like not just leave, but not necessarily be terrorists either. And there was the group that was like, we're
The
going
zealots.
to, yeah, who were like, they were
That's where
going
zealot comes
to,
from.
they were going to fight back, and they were also going to kill all the Jews who didn't want to fight back.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
What ends up happening is all the people who tried to fight back just got killed, and the people who just left, they ended up just continuing Judaism, and that's why it still exists.
Okay.
And he also pointed he would have individuals like represent each group. So I was the rabbi who wanted to just leave, and they were like, "Who thinks we should do his idea?" And no one clapped, and then it turned out I was right the whole time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm laughing thinking about you being like, well, before I talk about this situation, I want to remind everybody that it's not free to keep the lights
Yeah.
on, folks.
Yeah. They did have
Just
me.
do that for 10 minutes.
They did have me play a couple things. Like I didn't volunteer for anything, but there'd be a couple. You okay, Bobby?
Yeah, belly hair got stuck in my belt buckle.
Oh.
It happens to me on a fairly regular basis.
Never fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were a
Should
couple
I shave
different.
my belly?
Yeah, why not? Watch
Sure.
just put Nair all over your little body.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about this for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now.
Ooh.
Anyway, so there were a few things they would have people like role playing, and they picked
Ooh.
me for a few of them. I think they all knew I was a comedian, so maybe there was something
course.
like
That's why you don't tell people you're a comedian, so you,
you
don't have
get
to do
volunteered
stuff.
for
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, Joe, you're a comedian. Why don't you lead this group and
Yeah.
doing it's like
Well,
fuck off.
I mean, yeah, they didn't make me do any like stand up or anything, but
you
they actually, yeah, early on when I said I was a comedian, there was one girl that came out to me and was like, "Tell me a joke," and she ended up being one of the people I was the most cool with. A few of the people who I thought were going to be annoying ended up being the people I was the coolest with.
That describes our relationship.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, so I was playing. They had me play like the high priest of Israel who crowns King Solomon, And so it was like after we went through the caves, we're just like me and the other guy have to sit to the side while everyone else goes downstairs, and we're going to come in as King Solomon and the high priest, and everyone sees us just sitting there, and we're just like, sorry, we're just taking a rest, we're winded, and everyone's just like, oh, I guess that's what they're doing. And then I put on this, like, they gave me a big robe to wear, and I crowned King Solomon for everybody.
Now go forth and divide babies.
Yes.
I'm going to cut this baby in half.
Yeah.
How metal would that story have been if both moms agreed that was the best way to handle the dispute? Sever the baby in half. That would have been pretty cool. I would have read that Bible.
Yeah.
Because like one woman was stupid and the other one just wanted to kill a baby.
Yeah.
like most women until we undid Roe v. Wade.
Right.
Sorry, ladies, murder's off the menu.
It would have been cool to have like one of you there, someone who just knows.
Well, sorry,
more.
Matt, I'm not allowed.
Right.
Apparently, I'm not chosen.
Well, just somebody who could like bring up Jesus things that I wouldn't have known, or no one else that would have known.
I would have done a lot of that,
Yeah.
Matt. Don't you worry.
Especially in the Holocaust Museum.
Yeah. I'd be like, listen, even I think that this is too much retribution.
Right.
Okay. They didn't all kill the Jews.
Yeah. We went went to the Gaza border.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go into Gaza?
No.
That would have been cool.
They wouldn't let us do that. That would have been a bad idea.
Yeah.
How
about a titty bar?
The
Near
the Gaza strip club.
Yeah. Hell yeah. How about the West Bank? They get a little less excited than their Gaza.
It's just another bank the Jews want to control.
Yeah. Ooh, did you go to Golem Heights?
Golem Heights.
Or Gollum Heights? Wait, that's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. There is a golem is a thing in Jewish mythology.
What is it? It's by Egypt. It's at the bottom.
So we were in the bottom of Israel. That's where like the desert was and all. Sderot was the name of the nearby neighborhood. And Masada National Park was like the last Jewish civilization in Israel that the Romans took over when they hit the bottom of Israel.
The Sinai Peninsula?
I don't know. I think we did a 7-day. There's also a 10-day trip where I think you do a little more. There's like mountains in North Israel you would go to.
I might be getting so the Sinai Peninsula I think was won against a war with Egypt in the 60s or 70s.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, the Israel in the 60s and 70s was like going through it, dude.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Not like now where everything's great over there.
But yeah, I think they've been at war with every country Syria, Lebanon, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have friendly neighbors.
No, we went to a Jewish cemetery there, and that's where like the Israelis in our group told stories about like we'd visit graves of friends of theirs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad like because he was alive during the time like knows more about that than I did. Like he was telling me about the Munich Olympic massacre, and I was like, I had no idea. It's just shit that just bypassed me. Like they didn't talk about it.
You never saw that movie Munich?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's awesome. It's Eric Bana, and he plays like the world's
guy who has no dick and balls.
pretty much. And he just gets revenge
Oh,
on
the movie's not called Eunuch.
I was like, is that something that happened to the actor and
No.
somehow I didn't know about it?
Is that why he couldn't be the Hulk anymore?
Anytime any of us says a joke and the other one's like, I don't get it. It's like it's way dumber than anything we're thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
So cool, man. Joe and I want to go on Birthright, dude.
I think we're gonna go.
Yeah.
We'll go next year, and then we'll report back to Matt about our.
Well, actually,
experience.
no one. I wouldn't be. They're moving the maximum age back down to 26.
I'm fine. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I guess I could go and spend money.
yeah, you could just go and visit.
On
Tel
vacation.
Aviv's a pretty cool city, and Jerusalem. I mean, I think there was like a club some of the other people went to in Tel Aviv that I didn't go to. One of the Israelis had like his friend's bar that we all went to, but it wasn't that great. And that was really just him trying to hook up with the one girl. But that was the night where we just like walked around and got Coronas and then drank in the hotel lobby, which that's a fun night still for me. Jerusalem was awesome. Yeah, but yeah, there was nothing there that like I felt like a calling or anything where I'm like I got to go back and do that.
What percentage of people do you think end up moving to Israel?
Out of Birthright?
Yeah.
There were two girls in my group who were already. One of them's going to school in Tel Aviv for like a year, and I think the other one, I don't know if she's staying there or not. I don't know. There was one girl who like her whole thing was like she was trying to hook up with an Israeli dude.
Okay.
Like when she was talking to the Israelis, I overheard a little of the conversation. It's like they're just trying to hook up, and she wants to have Israeli babies.
Yikes.
Interesting.
But I don't know if she would move to Israel necessarily. They put that in your head a little bit. Also, they tell you if there is a second Holocaust, if anything happens in the world, wherever you are, anti-Semitism, you can always come to Israel. Which, to me, I don't have the going back to Israel thing.
Right,
it's
but,
going
like,
to Israel. Yeah.
Logistically, it's like, well, that's nice that somewhere will take me if America
Yes.
starts being not so fun.
Exactly. Well, because
Something to
also
think about.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like-
I don't have the option. Well, I guess I could
Yeah.
go as Matt's husband.
the reason
That's what we're doing, dude. If there's a civil war,
Yeah.
we're getting married.
And we're going to Tel Aviv has like a big gay community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'll just be killed in the Holocaust.
Yeah.
There was also
Get out of here, go! They're killing me.
also, there's like Hebrew music that's like actually fun.
Okay.
Oh,
I
nice.
I don't even know all the words to it. There's one song that they just say Tel Aviv over and over again in the chorus, just Tel Aviv, something, something, Tel Aviv, something, something, Tel Aviv. And I'm like, this is awesome.
Nice, dude.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
someone made like a playlist, Spotify playlist that we all joined that has like a bunch of the songs that we were listening to on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, most people on the trip did. I mean, people were from all over. There were 2 girls from Mexico, and in Mexico, they were saying,
mommy.
they were saying
Hola.
like there's a very like specific Jewish community there where there's like Jewish stores, Jewish like the way minority groups in other places in America would be. That's how it is there. One girl's from Colombia,
Ooh, Colombia.
some West Coast, some Midwest, a lot of New York, New Jersey.
Of course.
So a lot, and a few Florida, of course. So yeah, I do feel like I'll probably hang out with a lot of them.
That's probably like the function of it too. Is they just want you to
Make new Jewish friends.
make new Jewish friends, and also, well, they want people to move to Israel. And that line about like if there's ever if shit goes down, you could always move here.
Yeah.
That's kind of brilliant because people's perception of oh shit, this is getting bad is different. So there must have been people after Charlottesville that moved to Israel.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Something that didn't even affect someone in fucking Wyoming.
Right.
It's like they see it in Charlotte. They're like, oh no, they don't. Oh God, the
Yeah.
Jews. Oh no, and they go to Israel. Get out of here. If anything,
The
they're
one
probably-
Jew in Wyoming.
Yeah. I better leave my ranch.
But yeah, there wasn't. I didn't feel any like anytime there were discussions about anything. It very much felt like a discussion, and it was there was one kind of back and forth where it was like, what if we did that, like trying to like I guess solve the crisis, which like,
What if we just apologized?
yeah, what if the Palestinians did this, what if the Israelis did this, what if that, and every single time our like tour guide would play out the scenario and it just ends in more war.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like, oh, if only they were cool.
No, it wasn't even that. It was like, here's the reason why the Israelis
Right.
won't do this. And
Yeah.
it makes sense why they wouldn't. Here's why the Palestinians won't do this, and it makes sense why they wouldn't. Like,
yeah. And the fact
yeah.
that Gaza is run by Hamas, that in their charter says we have to wipe Israel off the map.
Yeah.
It makes it a little hard.
it almost seemed like there's
Sorry,
like,
Joe.
yeah.
Wow.
It
If I'm lying, I'm crying. I didn't shed a tear.
It almost seemed like there had been times in the past where it could have been solved, but it was just like, you had a lot of Palestinians, a lot of Israelis who agreed, but the party or whatever that was in power.
Well, and that one
would
Israeli
be
guy
the
that
issue.
got assassinated. There was a prime minister of Israel in
Yeah.
like the 70s, I think.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I
because he
forget
was.
his name, but yeah,
Oh no.
he
But,
was assassinated by like right-wing Israelis for simping too hard for Palestine.
Who?
But he also-
who called
I was-
that hit? Was it Hillary Clinton?
Yeah. I was talking to my Israeli roommate about that guy. I forgot his name, but he was saying like, yeah, he gave like a bunch of weapons to Palestinians that is like good at first, but also there's people in Palestine who, if they get into power, are going to use those for bad, and that did end up happening
Right.
later on. So it's on one hand, it's like, yeah, you should be nice to them, but there's also some of them who could get elected who you shouldn't be nice to.
Yeah.
So it really is. It's complicated.
Why you have to go and make things
Things
so
so
complicated?
complicated.
See the way you want to have a pluralistic society, but there's fundamentalists. Life's like this, and you take and you settle and you compromise and you shake hands and you eat bad food, but at the end of the day, Matt didn't have Israeli sex. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Very nice.
Bye.